So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is talk about the calendar background color. You'll notice on the display of my calendar here, the background is this pale green type color, and you'll notice it at the top. And then all the other meetings that I have chosen here are the default, which means that I have not assigned any categories to them. And you'll notice that these green ones are assigned a category. Those are all my dots particular meetings. And the orange colored ones are all workshops that I have to present this week. So these other items are just default, meaning that they're not really assigned a time that is written in stone. They're pretty modified or pretty movable, so I can adjust those as time beats. So let's talk about this color background. You'll see here I could go to the View tab up on the top in my ribbon up here, and I could choose the color picker. If I choose that and then choose one from the palette, you'll notice that the background changes, plus all the meetings that I have on default will also change. And if I go back to my green here, you'll see that that comes about that way. Another way I can do that is I can right click and I can choose color from the palette out here. Same idea. Now, these particular ones here are in a category. So let's look at categories. There isn't really an icon here on the navigation and on the ribbon up on the top for the calendar, but there is in the mail. If I go to the mail tab, you'll see categorize here. These categories are the same categories that I'm going to work with in the calendar, and they're interchangeable. You can use them in your email and your calendar in much the same way, but we're going to talk about the calendar today. So I'm switching back to the calendar. Now let's say I want to create one of these and assign a category to it. So I'm going to create a meeting here at 3 o'clock. Open that up, double click on that, and we'll call this our tip categories. So we'll give it a location also, and we will assign it a category. Now you see this icon come up here where I can choose categorize, and I'm going to choose one that we have in here. This is just a particular meeting, so it's a tip categories of particular meetings. I'm going to assign it that particular category, and it assigns it also that color. Now when I save and close it, you'll see it appears on my calendar with that particular color. Now, why do I want to do that? Well, maybe I want to need to categorize certain things so I can have a good view on my calendar of what's happening with particular groups or categories that I've created on my calendar. Let's say I want to go and change one of these items and appointments that already appear on my calendar and put them in a category. I can certainly do that by right-clicking on this and choosing category. So this then, maybe I'm going to make my lunch a meeting, and now that's that particular category. So that's how we can change colors and add things as categories. Let's talk about how we create that category. So now once I'm in the calendar tools and the appointment, I've got any appointment highlighted here, and once I do that, or right click to begin an appointment, I can come in and categorize them, and from that same icon I can go to all categories and create these categories. Now you'll see here, if I click on all categories, I can choose new and go ahead and create one. Let's go ahead and create one. New category, and I pick a new color. What color do I want it? Let's pull that grayish blue. Let's pick OK. Now you see that I have a new category up here. And another thing I want to note out here is you'll see the list here starts with symbols in the beginnings and then numbers, and then they go in alphabetical order. And this one, once I close out of this, it will come back into alphabetical order here. So what I like to do here is these top ones are maybe priority ones that I'm going to use constantly, so I might want to keep those in the top list of my categories. So that's how you can create new ones, and you'll see now this one got assigned that particular category. So that's how we can create backgrounds, that's how we can create color categories, and the last thing we're going to do here is talk about the views. And the view that I'm talking about is, what do people see when they look up your calendar? There's a lot of people on campus, and people can view other things on people's calendars. So I'm going to go back to the Home tab here, and what we're going to look at is calendar permissions. And in the calendar permissions, the default is what is set for everybody else to view your calendar. You see mine set here as free busy, time, subject, and location. Because I've chosen this permission level, it allows people to read what my free busy time, subject, and location details. That's what you're seeing here of each thing that's on my particular calendar. They don't have any rights to delete items here. They don't have any rights to write anything or add something to my calendar, and they don't have any other permissions set up on my folder. But the default, if I go back here, is just free busy. So if I choose free busy, you'll see here that read is just free busy time. And what's the difference? I'm going to go back and apply this and say OK. And now if you were to do a lookup on my calendar, you would not see any of these names, locations, titles, things like that. You would just see time blocked off, and it would say busy. Anything else that is not blocked off would say would just appear free, like you see the white space here. So that's the difference. I use, and actually our department, we go back to the default, and we've changed this to free busy time subject location. Many people in our department work very closely with each other, and we constantly look up each other's calendars to see where we are and what we're doing, because we collaborate very often. So your department might have similar workability, with that, and you may want to know where people are at that particular time within your department, or you might want to allow other people on campus to see where you are. So play around with that. Talk with your department, talk amongst yourselves. This might be a different option that you might want to choose instead of the default free busy. Okay? Click apply there and click OK, and now we're back to that. And there you have it. OWA actually will work very similar, and the Outlook 2011 Outlook 2011 on a Mac will also work very similar.